time schedules, we do have to kick off the first panel. A few minutes late, but we do have to do it. I'd love to wait and fill the room up. Unfortunately, Rob will kill me. So, two Kill Comic guys are back. Love it. Come up, Tom. What have you come? Who have you brought with you, Tom? Who have you brought?
Oh, I brought Sci, the artist.
Hey, Sci.
I got Sam, who is artist on the comics I'm coming up doing soon. And then we've got Rocky. Okay?
Don't hide down there. You need to come up and... we've got a jug of vodka for you. It's actually water.
Yeah, so Rocky has his own comic book out as well, and we do films and stuff. So
have a seat. Welcome. It's like a yearly event meeting the two Kill Comic guys. It's cool. I love it. Plus, it's a really, really easy panel for me. So, guys, what have you been up to since we last met?
What have you been up to?
What have you been up to?
We've been working hard on issue 3. We decided to go for something a bit different this time. So we did it as paintings. So we're telling the story through watercolour paintings, which Sci's worked really hard at, and I think it's come together. It's acrylic.
Not watercolour.
Luckily some of us are now. I'm not that well versed in art stuff. But yeah, no, we're really chuffed with it. It's just launching today with a limited edition preview A4 edition. It's signed and limited to 25, so...
I'm probably limited to 24 because Bob's going to purchase one of these.
I think we're already one down.
You're one down, so 24 at Jack Barrow.
Yeah, you did get the one.
Don't brag about it, because now Bob's like, well, what's the point? I don't know. Bob, you're a number 2.
I was thinking.
Or number 16.
Not even the first time he's been called a number 2 either.
No.
It's a whole other subject. So, cool artwork.
No.
This is from issue 2.
So issue 2, a bit of issue 2, a bit of issue 3, a bit of promo artwork, all mixed in there. So that's all going around behind us. And then Rocky and that guy, some Satan from Sci, his own comic book. Yeah. So wants to talk about that.
At New Year I decided to, as a New Year's resolution, make my own comic book, and I did that as quickly as possible, and I've brought that today. So that's available, and there'll be a couple of images from that on the slideshow as well.
Can I ask, like you said, quickly as possible was a time scale you did that? I'm sure quickly as possible is not my quickly as possible.
Probably not, no. It's I drew it in a month, and then I inked it in another month, and then I got it printed for the first event we did this year, so that it was for a deadline, you know, to try and get it out as quick as possible, really. I made a few mistakes, but that's what happens when you rush through things, but you learn from mistakes. So issue 2 is going to justify issue 1.
So the first year you were here, you were launching issue number 1.
Yeah.
Right, you're now here launching issue 3. How cool is that? Did you ever think, if I'd have asked you the question on year 1, yeah, in a couple of years you'll be here launching issue 3, would you go, I hope so, or I'm not sure? Or was it like issue 3 is
to be fair, like probably not. I think it was such a, getting issue 1 that was pretty hard work. If not, it's attached and some dropped out, and it was, you know, it took us probably about, I think we started the whole process in 2012, so it took us, I think we launched 2014, so it took us a good couple of years to get 1, so that was like a lot of hard work that went into that, and a lot of times it was like, oh, I think it's going to fall through and not happen, and then eventually we sort of pulled it together and got 1 out, and then, you know, a year later, 2, and then now another year on, 3, and it's like the ball's rolling a bit more, and again the story's progressing, which is always nice, because you start off with one story and you hope that you get to tell more of that same story. And I think that 3 is my favourite so far in terms of what it does with the story. I think anyone who has read 1 and 2 who are here, I think 3 will completely change the way that you've read 1 and 2, and you'll have to go back and reread those and go, oh, that was some stuff I didn't see. I really wanted to say another word then. Change
the words if you want.
Say the words.
You can't take it back once you say it. It's fine. They can not let you come back next year. But
yeah, no, so I think the story's really cool, and yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with it.
So comics aren't enough for you at the minute? Are you branching off into a different media? What is all that about? Do tell.
Yep, this is my cue point. So this is where I'm going to cue up a poster for a film called Emmy, Myself and I, which will crop up in a minute. But basically I'll tell you a little bit about the project so far. So I suffer with an illness called Emmy. I've had it since I was 11, so I've had it 16 years. And there's 250,000 people in the UK who suffer with it, and only £1 per person is spent on research in terms of getting awareness out there, getting. I think that we can all say that the cure is never going to happen in my lifetime, or probably the next generation's lifetime, because of the, how little is put into it. But what I thought I could do as a sufferer is raise awareness for it, and the best way that I know to raise awareness is to write a comedy drama about a girl who's got Emmy, hence Emmy, Myself and I. It's going to be produced by a Tape community musical film where all of us have dealing how to work with, and it is right now there's going to be a podcast that's going to go with it, but we have a Just Giving page, which is, sorry, not Just Giving, a local giving page, which is localgiving.org/charity/tape musical film/project/ Emmy, Myself and I. Take a photo of it because it's a super long link. Where we really desperately appreciate any kind of donation to help make the film. We have done all the pre-production. We have some of the cast down there. Chloe, put your hand up. Chloe's our lead. And it's all cast and we're all ready to go. We just need a little bit of people's help. And the good thing is that sometimes when people do these things, we're asking for help and you're not getting anything back. But because of the way we work at Tape, if you're interested in film or music or anything like that, you want to be a camera person, you want to help out on the sound, you want to help out on the soundtrack, you want to be in it, you want to anything like that, you can be involved in this. This isn't just my project, this is everyone who wants it to be their project to get involved. So it's hopefully not just a case of me asking to donate, but also people wanting to get involved. And I think that the idea is that we can make it and launch it at Awareness Week next year, and then hopefully send it off to people like the BBC and stuff like that, and hope that they commission 2 more episodes, because I think that things are, in terms of funding and finances for Emmy, it's not going to change. So I feel like as a people, there's if I was to tell you some statistics, which I won't go into all of them, but 45% of people, it's an illness that generally affects young people. If it's not gone by the time you're 18, you're with it for life, so that's quite a daunting process for teenagers and young people. But also, what's my train of thought there? 45%? So the statistics are 45% of people with ME commit suicide. So it's quite a good percentage of those go ahead with it, and so it has all these offshoot problems that no one's. It's often got the nickname of the silent illness. You can't see it. No one talks about it. It's not in the public eye. And my goal is to shine a bit of a light on it, and all these people on this panel are involved in it in some way or another. We're all in it and doing some crew on it, and we desperately would appreciate any support. If it's just 50 pence, it would be a start. That's Emmy, Myself and I.
Maybe you can come back next year here and show the finished film.
It should be about 23 minutes, so perfect time. Gives us less opportunity to talk, which is always good because I'm a rubbish talker. Just show the film.
You're doing pretty well so far, you see.
And you can. There's ways to find. I think you can now probably Google it. But Tape, Emmy, Myself and I, you should show up and Google.
This is going out as a podcast on my network as well, so anybody who wants to find out, you can message me.
Cool.
And then I'll point them in your direction and you can share all the information. Have you budgeted it yet? Specific?
We'll work on that next week in terms of what the target raised for. I'll do myself a rough amount. It's not because I'm very fortunate where I work and that we have cameras and we have crew and stuff like that, and the people who volunteer, and I'll do the edit, just me, like, kind of thing. That the budget will be not exceptionally large for what will be hopefully a really nice looking film and quite powerful but funny at the same time. Because the best, most people with illnesses tend to have the best sense of humour, because otherwise you're gonna not be you can't make fun of it in order to get through.
I mean, there must be an added pressure from doing this, which is fiction, to doing a film which has got something very serious about it as well. How do you just switch your brain from one to the other to go, right now, I'm in that mode?
It's quite easy. Myself and I, because it is largely based on my experiences as a teenager. I flipped it so it's a girl, and I could add some fiction aspects to it. There's a talking poster, because why not? There's a lot of quirky elements in it, but if you've I just sort of spoke from the heart. It was the hardest thing to write, not because it was hard technically, but because you're going back to perhaps places you don't want to remember. Like you're going, oh yeah, I remember that time when that auntie or uncle said that I wasn't really sick and that I should just cop on and get back to school, or something like that. It's quite or the trying to strive for a diagnosis, or it took probably about 1.5 years to get diagnosed. I had a doctor that, without going into specifics, excuse my moment, he was like, oh, there's nothing wrong with him, send him to school. Or the alternative was, oh yeah, maybe you're abusing him. It was very, very, and that's again large percentage. About 20% of young people get took into care by mistake. So a lot of issues to raise with it, which is super serious. But luckily, everything else on this panel is quite light and breezy-ish. Sort of. Rocky, what's your comic book about?
Rocky, come on. Rocky's got away with not saying much at the minute. So, what's your comic book about?
Okay, my comic book. Okay, it's about Nazis, detectives, monsters out from the space. It's a mash-up. It's a funny or weird or strange thing about just funny.
Yeah, you've got issues downstairs that people can purchase and will you
yeah,
sign
my
for?
idea is a web comic. The idea is to do a web comic, and then today I print out 30 copies. In fact, there is a change. The name is The Sinister Black Sun now, because there is another Black Sun comic in Canada or something like that. Then I have to change the title. Yeah, I changed the title. And yes, that is then. I have a limited edition with that idea, and that is.
Yeah. So there you go, Bob. Get one of them as well.
Yeah.
Down to 29. So you've got a table downstairs. What can people expect, other than you wonderful guys being there? But what can they see at your table? What can they do?
We've got a bunch of stuff. Si, do you want to tell them about your live draw?
Yeah, so last year I did a live drawing and we raffled that off for someone to take home. So this year we're doing the same thing. We're selling raffle tickets for £1.
Yep.
And we'll be announcing the winner of that at the end of the day. So throughout the day I'm going to be drawing and inking a large-scale image for a 2kilo. It's a unique image as well. It doesn't feature in any of the comics or promotion at the moment. We may have to use it.
We may have to use it. It's quite cool.
Might be quite a good t-shirt design.
So yeah, then we've got this, it's issue 3 and 2 with t-shirts and badges, limited to 25, numbered, signed, and anyone who asks us questions today, best questions wins a copy. So ask a question. Sam, what have you got?
So one of the other things we're doing is a comic book workshop, quite a small one, but you can come along and we can give you some tips or advice on drawing comic books, writing them, scripting them and things. We're also advertising, as well as our own stuff, we're advertising Tape, which is the music and film studio we've all got a hand in, which is which is where we're going to be filming, Emmy, myself and I, or using the equipment and staff there, to get an idea of what sort of things we can come up with. We've got a booklet based on our last feature film, British Winters, to show how we've done that with the local community. As Tom said, anyone can get involved in it that wants to get involved in it. And then we've also got leaflets about our next feature film called Below the Waves, which again is the same situation if anyone wants to get involved, whether they're acting, filming, editing, or even the writing of the script in the writer's room, that everyone gets involved in it. It's the we're just showing off what's available around the corner, really.
And you've smart work, don't forget to pinpoint
artwork. Yeah, artwork for sale as well, and I won't be doing the same thing as you, but I'll be doing a few drawings and things, so if anyone has any requests I can see what I can come up with for some drawings myself. But and then I think I've covered. We're all on pretty much the same stall at the end.
Yeah, we're all
sort of merged
one
together.
big long row. It's red and black. You can't miss us. Come down, have a chat, have a browse.
Get that internet address so people.
Again, internet address. I need to remember that internet address. It's super
You're
long.
never going to remember that. Just you know.
Yeah, no. I will write on the back of business cards and stuff like that.
Just run it through
one. I'll write on the back because I have no
Give it
clue.
a stamp, really.
Yeah, it's this. Yeah, maybe we should all got like fake tattoos and just had it just like going down our arms.
Why fake?
But no, having said that though, it's like a super long web address, so we need it like down both arms. So we need to do like this kind of thing. So we bring it down.
Like Memento.
Yeah, we do. You know, like just be like. But yeah, I think it's Googleable. If that's a word, I think you can pop into Google and it should show up quicker than that.
Follow you guys on Twitter. You'll be talking about it and stuff on there. So it is a little bit of a short panel, unfortunately, but do go down and see them at the desk. I'm going to go down later on when all the panels finish and catch up with them and whatnot. I'll see what cool drawing he's been working on all day as well. So has anybody got any questions? Annette's got one. Let me just come down. I would say she's got a big mouth, so she did the microphone. She punched me, so I'll have a mic.
I just like to know the first thing you each drew that made you decide this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
I'll start. Okay, we'll go along the line. It was only a few years ago that I started drawing again. I was actually out with a bunch of people who I know who do graffiti, and I did Tweety Bird or Tweety Pie, I don't know what the character's name is even, but I did that on the wall, and a few of the guys there thought I'd been doing artwork for a while, so it was quite encouraging because it was just the first thing that I'd done. And then someone said that you could do commission-based work. So when I moved back to Wales from Manchester, I started doing freelance work really for people, and it's more enjoyable than any other work I've done. So I'm just trying to improve now.
Well, I've drawn as long as I can remember. My uncle used to bring in that big old piles of fax paper and just dump all over that for me like every week, and I just get through that by the end of the week. First thing I can remember drawing that showed my skill at a very young age was just that I used to draw these just characters with different heads, like potato heads and watermelons and things like that. And I always used to draw, I think it was a mistake to be honest, but it was I used to draw one foot smaller than the other one. And whenever my mum tried to point it out, I say that he's walking, so it's in the background. I got the hang of blagging and things like that. So, but yeah, I've just drawn as long as I can remember really, and just enjoy doing it. It's quite a good way to pass the time, get lost in something really. So.
A bit of a soundtrack going on over there.
I feel like I know Chloe because I know she wants to ask a question, so I feel like that's now put her on the spot to ask a question. It's like, your phone's rang, so ask the question.
It's like phone a friend type thing, isn't it?
She's been telling me she's got a question lined up for about 4 weeks now, so... okay. I didn't...
I think the question was
I can sort of semi-draw, but not very well. If I was sort of spinning the question, writing, first thing I wrote was a script called Scout, which I made. It's downstairs on DVD. Just promo something else. What's that? What about Rocky?
Yeah, I am a filmmaker. I like to do direct movies. In fact, I'm animation director. I did a feature film and a short. This is my goal. I always want to do direction and this kind of, and write. In fact, this comic, I'm the writer. I am Roque, the last one. and this is my first comic. I always want to do a comic, but it's quite complicated. Yeah, and it's quite different than do a script for a film because it's more condensed. Yeah, and well, I love the process. I would like to repeat it. I don't know when or how, but that is my goal.
Final question. Who doesn't need a microphone?
Just doesn't need a microphone.
It felt insulting because I handed a microphone.
Yeah.
Okay, go for that one.
Okay, Chloe, that's the question.
What's your favourite type of tree?
Title?
I'll repeat that so people can hear it. So Chloe's a fan of, Chloe, I work with, I've done some projects with her and work, she likes a random question. So the question was, what's our favourite type of tree? What's our favourite type of tree, guys? This is now, we've got on our thinking caps. Oh wait, Si's already got his on, so he's first.
I don't think I have a favourite. I mean, I do love trees. I'm going to start drawing trees and painting them more often. Trees and clouds, I must be getting old. I love trees and clouds at the moment. But I don't know types of trees, so I'd say bonsai tree because it's the only one which I know is a type. And if I said anything else, I'd be lying because I don't know. I couldn't identify it. If you said, what's that? Right, a royal oak? I don't know. Something on TV about a royal oak the other day.
Apple. I got food out of it then. You know, like it's the one tree, it's like, well, it's going to sustain you, so that tree has some real use. I mean, all trees, you know, have use, like, you know, you can do lots of trees.
And useless otherwise.
You know, like an apple tree. Okay, Sam, favourite type of tree?
Does Groot count?
Yes, Groot.
See what happens when you get time to think.
Thinking cap on it, it's fine.
Bonsai tree.
Okay, favourite type of tree?
At home I have our orange tree, and a pear tree, and then these two. And I think these two. no another. I love these two trees.
How about you, favourite type of tree? Everyone joining in, what's your favourite type of tree?
Definitely not my family tree.
Get out.
Don't know what you're saying. I want to steal his orange tree because I won't, but I'd like to.
Your own tree, isn't it?
Pick my own. Any tree that keeps me from getting sunburned, so you know that'll work.
Successful tree, though.
Yes. Well, everybody do go and catch up with these awesome guys down at their table. They are there. They got. Definitely, I'm going to get one of them. Bob's going to get one as well. And I wish you all the very luck with the film. You have got my publicity skills at your disposal, so use them.
They flashed it up at the end, so thank you very much for doing that. Yeah, and anyone that wants to check that out, please do, and hopefully, we can make it and help some young people through telling them a funny, dramatic story.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
You will make it because year 1, issue 1, issue 3.
Issue 1 about Satan.
Everyone promo now. She lasts like 30 seconds. Promo. Sam's got a comic.
You'll get it.
I'm not printing anymore.
But a big round of applause to the guys from Two Kills Comics.